One, hey, two, hey, one, hey, two, hey, three, hey, four, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. Everybody get up. Ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. Everybody get up. Everybody get up.
How are you, Miss Claudia Muhammad?
Oh, Miss Rav'n Moon, it's been light years since we've seen each other.
Yes,
What's been going
hi
on?
everybody, I've missed you. Welcome to
missed
Actors
you.
from the Dark Side.
Yes.
I'm your host, Rav'n Moon, and this is our co-host,
Ladios Muhammad. I'm an actor with purpose.
and I'm an actor with passion. I hope everybody is well. Today we will be talking about tips and tricks for actors on film and on stage, since we both have our repertoires and our
Yes.
expertise. So we're so happy for any fellow actors that are joining us and anyone else who is joining on in. I think this is going to be a super fun segment.
Yes.
And as always, you know, your girls got some helpful tips for you. So you know.
Let's get started.
So,
But before, what's been going on with you for the last couple weeks? People have been asking about us. They've been asking.
Lord. I've been busy being a mother. My daughter's back in school, and happily she's started back at gymnastics and back at aerial dance. So I'm just really happy that she's being active again, even though we're both at home 24 hours with the COVID, with the shutdown, right? I work from home. She's schooling from home, so that's an interesting environment. Our dual offices in the kitchen and the living room. So,
Nice.
but it's been nice acting wise. You know, I'm just waiting for things to open up. As you know, you saw a demo of my website that's coming up, so
It's
that's exciting.
beautiful.
And
I cannot wait for her to launch. It's gorgeous.
I'll be launching and submitting soon. So
Yeah.
you know, just kind of gearing up for that. But always the holidays are coming up too. This is Halloween actually, so
Yeah.
happy Halloween.
Pre-recorded. Hello.
Pre-recorded.
Oh, what
And
is it? Los Dias de Muertos?
well, that was
Los
yesterday,
Dias
but pretty
de
much, yes.
Muertos. But it's for the whole, for me,
Dia de
it's the
los
whole
Muertos. Yes,
month
yes,
that we
yes,
celebrate.
yes.
Yeah, I did my incantations. Tonight is the big send off for
moon.
the blue moon. The blue moon. Big.
Yes.
So do your things, make your manifestations. Awesome.
Yeah. What's been going on with you, Ladios?
Just waiting to see you again.
Aw.
Miss my partner.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
I missed you too.
Yeah, we're just getting ready for the holidays. They're coming up like boom, boom, boom. Oh, we do set our clocks back tonight.
I'm so excited. I
Are you
love
really?
to sleep. Yes. Everyone's saying, I don't want an extra hour of COVID. I'm like, bring it. I need more sleep.
Yeah.
I need more beauty rest.
Yeah, so all's well over here. So let's get started.
Let's get started.
Okay,
You want me to lead it off
Yes,
with some
please.
tips and tricks for the
Yes,
theater?
for sure.
My
Theater.
first one is to be bigger than life. I mean, in the audition room, every way, shape, and form, if you can bring in different levels, I mean, if you can go from the floor to up here and using all your space, people will love that,
Yeah.
especially in the theater. What I love about the theater is that it's like a microscope, right? You can be up in the rafters, but sometimes you'll still see that snare on somebody's lip. You'll still see, you know, these minute little things that happen, but that all comes from the actors really emoting and really giving it their all in expression and body movement and all of that. So that's my first tip and trick for the stage, is to just be bigger than friggin' life if you can.
Big.
Big.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. How about you, Ladios?
Oh, okay. So my first tip for film would be the opposite.
Exactly.
You don't have to be big. It's little subtle movements, little gestures. And it's really about the eyes. The eyes tell the soul to the story. So you could be upset. You could be serious. You can be happy. But you're not big.
So true. That was the hardest thing for me. That's the hardest transition when I started taking some acting on camera classes, is to tone it down, bring it down. I'm like, that was constantly my feedback, which I try, you know, I do, but yeah.
It will It will come. And she's
comes.
getting ready to transition into the film world. I'm super excited about her. She got some really good stuff. I'm not going to reveal it, but it's exciting.
It is.
Okay.
It is. I hope you'll help me too.
I'm here.
Anyway.
I got your back.
So number 2, I'd say, again, going to the audition room, you want to have at least probably 2 monologues memorized and ready. And those 2 monologues, I think, for theater should really showcase your range. I know for me, funny is my natural, so I have a kind of funny, sexy, weird dream sequence where I get to be frantic and all kinds of all over the place, but it's a great monologue and it's landed me a couple of roles. And you want to have something serious. But on the other side of that coin, not only spotlighting yourself, but maybe having about 10 monologues that you like, and that might fit a certain play or certain, what am I trying to say? Attitude or emotion that's coming forth in a play. You don't want to show up at an audition with something funny when it's a melancholy tale of death and woe, right? That'll the director will be like, what? You don't even care.
So right? You have 2 contrasting monologues,
Absolutely.
like a drama and a comedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
How did
absolutely.
I always have trouble with that, the comedy. I always have dry comedy. Does that play well too?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. I
Mine's
think
like a dramedy.
key is with comedy is you got to believe it, right? So if you're being ditzy, you got to be that ditzy. You got to be that duh. And that can be hard to. It's just acting though, right? It's just a matter of technique. So absolutely, if you can commit to that dry tone and not revealing the because there's a lot of ways that you can reveal what you're doing. So if you can stay that but yeah, I think everybody should practice that and get outside of your comfort zone. For me, my non-comfort zone would be serious roles, like more dramatic pieces,
and I'm the opposite.
But I definitely have to have one of those in my wheelhouse because it's just you got to bring it, right?
Tragos, Camos. Yes.
So much, right? Like, yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that the more serious roles were more. And see, I'm the opposite. Like,
yeah, we are very
yeah, we definitely are. And I'm trying to push myself out for more comedy. Like, but yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, and I'm trying to push myself out more for more, hard impacting. But
I got an idea already.
Her wheels are turning. I love it. I love this girl.
So for auditioning for film, there's 2 things. If you get your script in advance, be off book. Flat out, be off book. Okay? And it's okay to hold your script up while you're auditioning, because sometimes you can drop a line. But stay in character if you do drop a line. But be off book. And sometimes you'll get the script when you arrive. So it's okay as well, because you can hold it out like this, but remain in character when you're auditioning. So that's tip number 2. Even if you drop a line and you're like, and line. And keep going. Don't break character.
Exactly. That's such a great tip.
Yeah.
And that carries over to the audition process and rehearsals for theater as well. If you're doing blocking, or remember how many times Hugo would get on me because I always say, thank you. Oh. Thank you.
Yeah. He did not like you to say thank you.
No, because I basically broke character.
Yes.
And, as much as it's wonderful to work with somebody that's nice and polite, do your damn job and stay in character, and it was a valuable lesson to learn.
Yeah.
And it'll carry over to film.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's even more important to really stay there and keep your focus. And so that's a really great tip.
Yeah, one thing you'll learn. The cool thing about film is, there's a good and a bad. With theater, once you do it, you give 100% that day. You got 1 shot. With film, you have 1,000 shots.
Yeah.
So if you can cry 1,000 times, my hat's off to you.
That's great.
After so long, I'm drying of tears.
You got some Visine.
Yeah.
So my third tip for the theater is to project. You have to have a voice in the theater, and hopefully a voice that can carry you to the rafters, and that is just, again, bigger than life. Because, you don't know how big your amphitheater is, and everything is amplified, but again, they should be able to hear you way up here. So coming in and being mousy and blah, that's not going to cut it. So you do have to work on your voice and be willing to project and know what that is. It's not yelling. There's a huge difference.
Can you give an example? Show.
Oh gosh.
Do one yelling.
How could you do that? That's yelling.
Do a projection.
How could you do that? So that's I'm very blessed with a lot of vocal range, and I come from a really loud bunch of Mexicans that my uncle scared my son the first time that he met him. Hi, how you doing? And who is this crazy guy? But I didn't realize that we were all made for the theater. And growing up, I'm like, oh my God, my people like my voice now.
Nice.
And I'm not big and booming and hurting people's ears. I'm actually appreciated. So that's a beautiful thing in the theater for people like me.
Yeah, that's something I'm working on, is my projection, because sometimes I do speak from here. And so there's this great, her name is Dawn Bino. I'll put her video in the links, but she has some great vocal exercises that I've been working on, because projection is really big.
Yes.
However,
from the diaphragm.
On the flip side of film, you don't need to project. It's still about the eyes. You can even show sadness without having to show tears, and you can speak above a whisper. And there are times when you speak, when you do project, but it's still not loudly.
Yeah.
So that would be the contrasting part about film.
Absolutely. 'Cause think about it, the mics and all of that, you'll get feedback and all of these things. So again, that's where the theater and film are so vastly different.
Yeah.
And, they both are awe-inspiring. Absolutely. Both forms of art are just amazing. But there are some little caveats that I don't think everybody realizes when it comes to acting and actors.
And I usually, when I'm doing rehearsals for theater, I don't project until like a week before we open,
which is smart,
because I don't want to stress out any vocal cords, and but I should be exercising my diaphragm more. So the diaphragm exercises are very important.
Absolutely. So my fourth tip, and this is kind of ties into what we were just talking about, but invest in some other skills. Singing, dancing, musicals are integral to the theater world. So you can be a straight drama actor, but you're really cheating yourself, because it's so much broader if you can lend your talents to a musical, because that's just another level of emoting, isn't it?
Do you sing?
Bust out into song. I sing in the shower.
Well, that's one thing we got in common. I love to sing.
And in my car. But I have to take lessons. I have to work with coaches, and it's a grueling and hard process. I have gotten better, karaoke. I have some fans now, just kidding. But it's just a process. So not natural for me at all, but I absolutely invest in dance classes just about every week. I keep my skills up on both those fronts, and it actually lends to both forms of the art, right?
Yeah,
you never know when there's a commercial where you might need dancing or any of that. So I think that's maybe a tip just around the board, right?
Yeah, that's a great tip.
To just invest in some other skills and bring those to the table. Even like, what do you think about sports and things like that? Like having that on your
resume.
And on your other task.
It does. When you're getting filmed, they'll ask you, do you do horseback riding or rollerblading? They'll ask you, what are some talents and skills that you have? So the world is your oyster. I'm investing in a vocal coach right now,
Nice.
Because I've been offered roles to sing, and I'm not confident. I can carry a tune. I can. But I don't know if I can carry a song. That's a big difference. So voice coaching is always, even professional singers do invest still in voice coaches. activities. Also good. Just know voiceovers are good.
Oh, yeah.
So learning voiceovers,
Huge.
that's all a part of this field. You should not limit
Absolutely.
yourself to the theater and the screen. There's voiceovers.
Absolutely.
Improvisation. So I wanted to take an improv a couple of months back, but I didn't get in the class in time, so I have to wait for the next one. But I think improv would be an area,
Improv's huge.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Right now I'm improvising because I know what she was going to say, so I'm just building off of her. I'm pretty quick with it. But comedy, I mean, there's so much to invest in this field on yourself, but you should always be investing in yourself no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And you don't have to keep using the same teacher. You can use a different teacher. Public speaking. Public speaking. Some people are afraid to speak in public. I am not.
Huge.
That's, speech and communications is a good way to help you get over your fear.
Yeah.
So those are some areas, those are some good
That's
tips.
such a great tip,
Yeah.
especially if you're out there and you're like, oh, I really want to try it. I really want to try it. I'm so afraid, A public speaking class is going to get you over that fear. Improv, going to get you over that fear. It's going to make you feel more confident and like ready to take it on. So yeah, get those skills, man.
And writing.
Yeah, and writing's huge too. I know I'm going to invest in some writers workshops as soon as
Nice.
things open up because that's something that I'm
should do it
very
together.
interested in. Absolutely.
She's like, leave me alone, Latios.
Shut up. We can do it. Shut up. We can do that.
But you know what? The thing about public speaking is like getting critique and feedback because it'll
Yes.
help build your skin so you won't be thin skinned.
Yeah,
So
again.
getting some hardcore critique, like even like putting a what do you call a monologue blast on Facebook or Instagram and saying critique me.
Yeah.
That will help you build up character.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great tip. So my final tip
Her final.
is well, and I'd say with theater, you usually at least get a good week to 2 weeks. So I'm saying this with that caveat that you have a little bit of time to prepare. And with that, study the playwright, study the play itself, study the director. As much information that you can get on that play and where you fit into it, that's going to inform your monologue choice, that's going to up your performance, all those things. I remember not doing my due diligence and walking into an audition that was really a British audition for white people. Like, I just say it like that. I'm sorry. But I was so ill prepared and felt like I had egg on my face. And it was a great experience because I got to see some great talent. But I really walked away saying, never again, Ray. You're going to look into what you're doing here. Like, don't be that person that just throws the spaghetti against the wall. And that is sometimes my philosophy. But, you should do your due diligence. And if you have the time, put in the effort and, impress the people that you're going to audition for with having some knowledge. It'll behoove you and make you a better performer, period. So
That's a good one. I like that. To add on to our last one about things about investing. Accents. Learning
accents
different
are huge.
accents
Yeah,
are really
dialects.
good. But my final one would be is when you get that script ahead of time is to build a background story of your character.
Yes.
If you build a background story, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, it's your story. Because how your background story will reflect when you go for your audition and on film. And also, one of the things is, if you have that background story and you're connected to your character, if you drop a line or you switch a word, it's still going to play great. You don't have to do it word for word as long as that character shows up on film.
Yes.
So that's important. That would be my final tip.
Awesome. Yeah, great tip. This is a really fun episode for me. I think that we gave some pretty valuable information to our viewers.
Yeah.
So proud of you.
I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Thank
Theater
you.
and film.
Thank you.
It's been great. I missed her. It's been almost a month.
It has.
Yes, it's been a long time.
So what do we tell people, Latios?
As far as what? Oh, so in the meantime, in between time,
You don't have to be asleep.
you don't have to be asleep to dream. So get up and get out and do something for yourself. I'm Latios Muhammad, an actor with purpose.
And I'm Rav'n Moon, an actor with passion. And we are
Actors from the dark
side.